Hey, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of Flick News. Izola here with Flick Direct, and we've got some movie and television updates for you. So grab your popcorn, sit back, relax, and let's get this started. Okay, so let's start off with The Conjuring Last Rites. It opened and this weekend made domestically 83 million, approximately, maybe a little bit more. And this is making it the biggest horror premiere of 2025 and the third largest horror premiere or opening ever in the US. So it's really doing amazing. And if you have not seen them, The Conjuring have probably been one of the better ones in a really long time that I've really enjoyed. So you may enjoy them as well. Now, globally, it has made around 187 million, and that's including 14.3 million in IMAX alone, and that's crazy for a horror film. So good on them. I definitely plan on seeing this, and once I do, I'll definitely give you my thoughts on it. But I think from what I've heard, this is going to be a great way to finally end the Conjuring series. So looking very forward to this. In other news, we have the Downton Abbey movie, which is actually wrapping up the beloved series. Don't tell anybody, I haven't seen it yet. I like period pieces. I just never got around to watching it. I know it's really, really good. I've seen clips of it. Just I just haven't gotten around to it. So who knows? Maybe I'll just binge watch everything because I have until September 12th to see the movie. And again, that's wrapping everything up in a neat little bow. And the trailer looked really good. So I guess it's time to finally just grin it and bear it and watch it, right? I don't know. Have you watched it? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Should I watch it? Should I not? It's like The Notebook. I never watched The Notebook. Yeah. No, it's just it never happened. But anyway, if you are a fan of Downton Abbey, again, September 12th is when the conclusion is released. You can go and enjoy or be sad that it's over, but I think that this is probably time to wrap it up. Did you know that Matthew McConaughey's son Levi, who is 17 years old, wants to be an actor? Well, now you do. And he actually secured a role in The Lost Bus with no one knowing his last name. Not a word, not a peep. Nobody knew, which I think is amazing because he actually got to show his acting chops without people knowing who his daddy was. Not to say that that's how it always works, but a lot of times, you've got the right last name, it's going to get you into some things. And obviously, they now know his last name, but when he went through auditions, that's when they didn't. Anyway, the film is actually about a teacher and a bus driver who are trying to save the kids from the 2018 campfire. And I remember reading up about that. I mean, look, we've watched a lot of documentaries on things like this, and yeah, they're sometimes hard to watch, especially when you know that they're true stories, but I think this could be a really great watch. Here's the crazy thing though. When I read about this, I thought that this was just starting production, because there hasn't been much talk about it, at least, for the few places that I look, and maybe I just wasn't looking in the right areas, but I would have thought I would have heard something about this, but no, not a peep, which is surprising now, especially since it's coming out in theaters on the 19th. Like we're 12 days away from this opening. Had no clue. But if the theater is not, your cup of tea right now, or you don't want to see a movie like this, you can wait until October 3rd. It'll be released on Apple TV. But just based on the story, I would have thought that we would have heard a little more about it, but I guess not. But go show Levi some love and let's go see that movie. Because again, I love things that are based on true stories. Hopefully this one doesn't stray too far away because we have seen that happen. But Yeah, I'll definitely check this one out. Now, we recently also had the Venice Film Festival. And of course, we get a lot of information about things coming out from that as well. But one of them I wanted to talk about was another based on a true story, and it's called The Voice of Hind Rajab. And this is actually about, this one's going to be tough. It's this tragic, real time story, and I don't really want to call it a story, but it's literally phone calls happening in real time. And honestly, it's about a 6-year-old named Hind Rajab, and she died in Gaza. And so, I know I'm kind of flubbing up my words here, but it's essentially the phone calls that lead up to her death. And yeah, just a baby. Ugh. So this one's going to be tough. But like I said, I really love stories and movies that allow us to get a sense of reality, something that has happened, whether it's in our hometowns or in different countries. Um, I think that this could be a really interesting and important movie. It's just going to be hard to watch because obviously it is about a child and what leads to their death. So it got amazing reviews. It has not been picked up by a distribution house as of yet. Brad Pitt and Joaquin Phoenix were actually producers of this. And that's not to say, like, whether they were on this or not, it doesn't matter. It did so well in Venice Film Festival that they're not going to have a hard time getting someone to distribute this. We just don't have a date. So I don't really have any news on when you can watch this, but because of how well received it was, we should hear something soon. And when I do, I'll let you guys know. But be on the lookout because I think this is definitely a film that we will or should watch for sure. Man, it has been a busy summer because not only did we have Venice Film Festival, but we had D23. And it wasn't in Anaheim this year, but we have a lot of information that came out of this. I'm not going to go through it all. Check the D23 website for more details on like the theme park updates and things like that, because there's a lot going on. A lot. I can't wait to visit all of them because I need to see what's coming out. I need to be on the new rides. I haven't been to Disneyland in a while, but they normally don't get too many updates. It's usually Orlando that gets the really big ones that I can get to, even though, it does take a little bit to get there. But, I'm down for a flight to go to the other happiest place on earth. Anyway, back to D23. Marvel dropped a teaser for Avengers Doomsday. I'm not going to give anything away. They talked about it, had a great time, and then Paul Rudd made a surprise video cameo from the set. So I thought that was pretty cool. We also got some Mandalorian and Grogu updates, which I'm super excited about as well, which I'm sure you guys are too. I mean, who doesn't love Mando and little Grogu? So cute. Oh, God, I love him so much. Now, the teaser, well, I mean, I don't know if you would call it teasers. They showed early footage. So, I mean, I guess it's a tease, but it showed very heavily snow-filled areas, AT-ATs, and then Grogu piloting a ship. What's going on with that? I want to know what's going on. So it's very exciting. I like that we got a little bit of information and some little scenes that we could feast our eyes upon because, we've been waiting for a while. And unfortunately, we're going to have to wait just a tiny bit more because it is not set to release until May 2026. So you're just going to have what you get from D23. Now, there was also some information on the newest Toy Story movie that is set to be released. We're on number 5, apparently. I've lost count at this point. I just, it's this Toy Story series. That's what I'm just going to call it from now on. That's actually set for June 19th, 2026. So, again, a little bit of time until we get anything on that, but it's actually introducing Conan O'Brien. And he's actually a toy named Smarty Pants. I mean, he is a Smarty Pants, so I guess it works. You know, sometimes you wonder if they could come up with better names, but then again, they're toys, right? So they're supposed to be funny for the kids or unique for children. Yeah, I just Smarty Pants. Now, the story explores the rise of electronic toys. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be a lot more modern and kind of interesting to see how old school toys fit in with the new school. So, I think it'll be a fun little movie for the kiddos. I have liked bits and pieces of all of the Toy Story movies, but I'm just kind of like, how many more can they make? But the kids love it. They love it. So you can't complain. Now, like I said, there is a lot more information like Avatar updates and sequels, theme parks, you name it, so much information. It's like the Star Wars convention. Like you can't, I would have to spend probably 2 hours on here rambling off all of the things that came out, and you're just probably better off watching the panels when they're released on the sites, right? I mean, not to say that I don't want you to watch our stuff. I'm just here to give you the brief tidbits and then send you on the journey to go down the rabbit holes to watch the rest of it. But like I said, you can go to D23 website, check out all this stuff. It's a lot, but it's so much fun. And it's coming back to Anaheim in 2026 in August. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be able to get there to give you live, up-to-date coverage and little sneak peeks into everything that's happening so you don't have to wait until it's over. So stay tuned. I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. And with that, this concludes this week's episode of Flick News. Please be sure to like and subscribe to all of our channels so you never miss out on any entertainment news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.